Masters Superbike Championship is brought to you by Principal Insurance, part of Howden. For motorbike, car, van and home insurance, Principal Insurance have you covered. Get a quote today.
Insurance Masters Championship. Some wonderful live feeds here from the See It Live team, and we're here to bring you live commentary for the day. We've already had some racing this morning, and we've been treated to some blue skies as opposed to the black ones that we had to suffer yesterday. As we hear race control calling our classic superbikes and pre-injection riders to pit lane, we can get our racing back underway. We have 7 races to complete this morning. We are still underway to have that done on schedule, and then we will have 8 laps this afternoon, 8 races this afternoon, a full card of all the categories. But at the moment we have our attention focused on the pre-injection classic superbikes. They will race over 12 laps in the dry compared to yesterday's dreadful conditions, and then that race will be followed by the Declan Groundworks Junior Supersport Moto 1 race. And one race before lunch then will be a Principal Insurance Supersport outings. So lots of good entertainment. Keep you guys occupied who are tuned in from home. You're very welcome to Mondello Park here, where we've had some really good race and some really challenging situations. Yesterday we lost lots of time with the circuit being prepared for wet conditions. Lots of hard work went in from our marshals and our track teams to make sure that when we did get to return to racing, that we did have the track in its absolute best condition, and huge credit thanks to all of those involved for putting together such an effort to keep that circuit. Circuit is fine in the wet. We had conditions where it's wet starting to dry and then wet again, so it was really difficult for the riders, who also put on a great show in all the different classes, and we managed to run the program. Thanks to Race Control for their support with that also. As the last of our classic superbike and pre-injection riders complete their sighting laps. And some riders already on the grid, awaiting our grid marshals allocate their correct position. And once they get out on their sighting and warming laps, we will pull up the grid. For the moment, thankfully we had no live stream yesterday. All you wouldn't got to see back into Southside Motor Factors. The vision was that poor. We have beautiful conditions promised for today and this afternoon's racing. Daryl Sharkey gets his R6 ready for race, and he is on row 1 in 2nd position. Other riders are watching the Honda Hornet of Sean Mooney, number 959. He should be able to filter his way up to the middle of row 2. And circuit looking in pristine condition. Some small flurries of showers this morning, but nothing to impede the racing. We had 1 or 2 delays, but not for riders to change tyres. We still have riders on cut slicks and treaded tyres for the moment. No mention of wet tyres, thankfully. We'll probably need a fresh set with the amount of usage they got yesterday. But for the moment we are looking at threaded tyres and slicks in the bigger classes. One more rider coming out of Southside Motor Factors. as we look at Jake Crean on pole position. So once we get these riders underway, we will pull up the grid and you can see where our start positions are. Good to see Michael Prendergast on the Ducati. He had an issue with his machine yesterday, had to retire, but he is back. So riders, first of 2 warm-up laps. Let's get the grid up so that we can see their starting positions. Great shots of turn 2. And back out into the country to turn 3. Fantastic greenery as we watch Jake Crean and Michael Prendergast. Looks like Darrell Sharkey is next around. Trying to get some last bit of heat into those brake rotors and dry tyres, thankfully. Cracking images of riders from all around the circuit, the outside of Southside Motor Factors, the last corner before the start finish. Watch Darrell Sharkey. That's Nick Healy, number 203. So that is the second warm-up lap, almost complete for the riders. And this will be the third race for this afternoon on the Classic Superbikes and pre-injection. Again, no more ones on the grid at the moment that I can see. So it's just going to be a 600cc pre-injection race combined with the Classic Superbikes. So confirmation on our screen there that in pole position is number 22 on the R6, Jake Crean. Alongside Jake is number 45, Darrell Sharkey on the R6. Liam Concannon, number 3, completes row 1. Row 2 is Michael Prendergast on the Classic Superbike, Ducati. Row 2 next is 959 Sean Mooney on the Honda Hornet. Liam Dunn is number 20, completes row 2. Row 3 is 203 Nick Healy, Noel Dunn Jr., number 107, and Vincent Long. Derek Royal heads up row 6. Row 4, number 943 Derek Royal, alongside Colin Walsh, 941. Robert Heathcote, Classic Superbike, number 61 on the YZF 750. So all the riders are in place. And next up, they will have their eyes on the lights, and we will be underway for this 12-lap race. We'll wait on one more rider. We are missing. It looks as though Liam Concannon is not going to be a start for this race. So it's going to be Jake Crean and Darrell Sharkey. Both similar spec machines get away together. We'll watch who's going to be hardest on the brakes. Michael Prendergast comes from row 2 and takes the inside line into turn 1. Everyone's safely around. Into the left-hander, turn 2, negative camber there, doesn't catch anyone out so far. We had a few casualties there, unfortunately, yesterday. Cold left-hand side of the tyre, catching some riders out, but not today. So Michael Prendergast holds the lead from Darrell Sharkey. Jake Crean in third at the moment as he exits turn 3 over the brow of the hill into the long left-hander, that's turn 4. And Darrell Sharkey and Michael Prendergast are starting to extend a gap already as we see them on the brakes. Can Darrell Sharkey do anything into Southside Motor Factors? Not just at this moment, but they'll have very similar lap times that we will see in our timing systems very shortly. They go past the tower for the first time, confirming fastest lap so far does go to leader Michael Prendergast. Darrell Sharkey confirmed third. Jake Crean back down into third position. Liam Dunn is fourth. Ian Prendergast is fifth. Sixth is Alan Smith. Sean Mooney on the Honda Hornet in seventh. Nick Healy drops down to eighth. And Noel Dunn ninth, with Colin Walsh completing the top 10. So the leaders are already out of turn 3 and coming back in towards turn 4. It's still the lead from Michael Prendergast. Slight fishtail into Southside Motor Factors, closely watched by number 45 Daryl Sharkey. Ian Prendergast has come from the back row into 3rd position, so he's going to turn his attention to Daryl Sharkey, both on R6 Yamahas. So fabulous start and 2 laps from Ian Prendergast, and not surprisingly has the fastest lap of the race so far with a 57.4. Great shots of turn 2. Sean Mooney on that naked Honda Hornet, of course, not impeding his progress in the slightest. 2 riders taking 2 different lines in and out of turn 3. Double apex corner. We'll take a look at that again maybe later on in the day, just to explain how complex it can be. But for the moment we're looking at Sean Mooney, number 959 on the Honda Hornet. And back into Southside Motor Factors, Liam Prendergast. Liam Dunn, number 20, goes under Noel Dungeon. That's Nick Healy, number 203. But our leader is still Michael Prendergast, who has extended his lead to about 1.4 seconds from Daryl Sharkey, number 45. Ian Prendergast does hold on to that 3rd position and still holds the fastest lap of the race, just 3 laps under. We are watching, is that 402 Jake Crean. Exit Michael Prendergast power wheelies, the Ducati using all of the track outside Southside Motor Factors. But Ian Prendergast will have Daryl Sharkey in his sights for the foreseeable future, because Michael Prendergast has broken the toe of number 45 Daryl Sharkey. So we'll see what lap times they are doing. Quite similar lap times, Daryl Sharkey and Ian Prendergast, both experienced riders in the R6 and pre-injection, so both circulating around the 57.6, 57.4 between Daryl Sharkey. Daryl Sharkey did 58 in that last lap, maybe got caught somewhere in the circuit, but will have to make inroads if he wants to take the pre-injection win. Of course, they are both racing for position on the road, but they have their own race to think of at the moment, because Michael Prendergast is leading the classic Superbike race and the race on the road. Now let's watch the gap between, that's out to 3.9 seconds now from Daryl Sharkey and Ian Prendergast. So Daryl Sharkey has responded. The lap time's down to the 58s now at the moment, as we watch riders exit turn 1, flipping on its side from turn 2 over into turn 3. Again, you can see slightly different lines from the riders here. That corner can be taken differently depending on whether you're riding defensively or whether you have the time, space of yourself to just run in a little bit wide and then tip it in twice to hit those double apex. Let's see if these riders on the brakes into Southside Motor Factors. Huge braking zone. We are watching Jay Crean and Alan Smith, both on R6s. Number 402 is Jay Crean, number 95 is Alan Smith. And the lead has been cut to 0.6 of a second between the leader Michael Prendergast and Daryl Sharkey. And the gap has extended from Daryl Sharkey to Ian Prendergast. So a couple of quick laps from Daryl Sharkey there has gone unnoticed. We should see them come back into shot very shortly. And Darryl Sharkey is almost in a position to attack Michael Prendergast. We can see the leaders come past. Start finish at the moment. Last lap for Michael Prendergast was a 57.9, a 58.3 for Darryl Sharkey. So gap back out to a second again. So as we've gone past half race distance with 5 laps left to go, the Ducati mounted rider Michael Prendergast is going to be aware of the progress that Darryl Sharkey has made. But he's safe enough at the moment. No gap for Darryl Sharkey to exploit at the minute. And again, we'll keep an eye on the lap times between two riders, two completely different classes, two different championships at stake. But Michael Prendergast first on the road at the minute. See how he handles his braking on the way in. Nicely done. Keeps the bike upright. And Darryl Sharkey still not close enough to have a go. So let's watch as they go past the tower again. The fastest lap of the race so far was Michael Prendergast, but Ian Prendergast has dipped under that. It was a 57.3 for Michael Prendergast, but Ian Prendergast eats into the lead with a 56.8, and he may be in a position with 4 laps left to go to get in on top of Darryl Sharkey, number 45. Close enough at the moment, and that will give him motivation to try and get a pass for Darryl Sharkey. Still plenty of time for that to happen. Michael Prendergast again into Southside Motor Factors. Darryl Sharkey trying to get the bike stopped. He does, lays it on its side. No pit board available for either rider, so if he doesn't hear the advance of Ian Prendergast, it could be too late. Another fastest lap for Ian Prendergast with a 56.6. So he's got Darryl Sharkey in his sights. And with 3 laps left to go, he's in a position to make a move very shortly. As we watch all the riders finish their 8th lap. It's still Michael Prendergast in the lead. And Darryl Sharkey is under the cosh at the moment because Ian Prendergast not quite ready just yet, but any moment now, maybe hard on the brakes into Southside Motor Factors could be the move that Ian Prendergast will make. Back markers coming in as well at the moment. Timing not good for Darryl Sharkey. Have we seen Ian Prendergast make a move there? No, that's the Honda Fireblade getting out of the way of the leaders. That was number 55, Sean Gilbride, keeping out of trouble. And it looks as though we have a challenge for the lead with Darryl Sharkey getting a good drive out of turn 1, but Michael Prendergast, has he held on to that lead? No, he has been dropped back into second. Still leads his class. Oh, he's been impeded by some slower riders there. Looks like Robert Heathcote, and that's going to have cost some time for Michael Prendergast, who's been dropped back into 3rd place now with 2 laps left to go. The last lap flag is being prepared. The 2 R6s of Darryl Sharkey and Ian Prendergast lead as we watch Sean Mooney on the Honda Hornet tip into Southside Motor Factors. It looks as though Ian Prendergast, has he taken the lead as the last lap flag goes out? He does, so the lead goes to Ian Prendergast from the back row of the grid to lead this 10-12 lap race. What a performance from him, and a fastest lap also on lap 9 with a 56.6. With the traffic in the way, this could be a very entertaining last lap. We'll watch one of the new riders into turn 3. The leaders come through. He has to pick the bike up. That's Sean Mooney. Michael Prendergast, bit of a bobble there as well. That's going to cost him even more time, but he's leading the Superbike race on the road for his championship anyway, so he won't be overly too concerned. Ian Prendergast is being held up by a rider, slower rider, as he breaks into Southside Motor Factors. The checkered flag is being prepared, but all safely around Southside Motor Factors. It's going to be a win for Ian Prendergast. And what a cracking ride that was from the back of the grid to take his win. Again, a championship winner from the past, Ian Prendergast, so we're not doubting his ability, but that was certainly a race to tell the kids about in the future, to come from the back of the grid and win. And to take a win from Darrell Sharkey, again, even more impressive. What a cracking end to that race we just been treated to. So just confirmation that Ian Prendergast wins from Darrell Sharkey. Michael Prendergast takes the Classic Superbike win, and Jake Crean will take the third pre-injection 600 podium. Number 4-2 Jake Crean. Alan Smith next home, and so we're expecting Noel Dunn. And he comes in unison with Nick Healy and Liam Dunn, number 20. Graham Anderson also drops under the checkered flag. Colin Walsh, Derek Royal, Sean Mooney, number 959 on the Honda Hornet. An impressive 12th position. As is Dennis Clancy, Vincent Long, Robin Heathcote on the 750cc YZF 750 SP. Number 61, Robin Heathcote. Dennis Sean Gilbride, number 55 on the Honda Fireblade. And last to take the checkered flag is number 954, Austin McNally. So great footage from our on-field cameras. So confirmation of that result, and race control already calling for our next riders. Nice to see Dennis Clancy there, number 3 on that beautiful, I think it's a Honda, is it a RS250 Honda 2-stroke, easily identifiable with the Joey Dunlop. The Joey Dunlop replica RI. So our podium celebrations are being prepared at the moment, and as our classes are lined up in Park Ferma, we will hand you over to podium celebrant Mr. Fergus Brennan.
Andy. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, we're almost ready to go with the first of our Classic Superbikes and pre-injection podiums of the weekend. We're going to go with the Classic Superbikes first. I see a couple of the lads still getting themselves ready, but we'll call them up. I'm sure they'll come up fairly quickly. They're just getting the stands under the bikes. So we're waiting on Liam and Noel Dunn. So in third place, it's Liam Dunn, and in second place is Father Noel Dunn. So we'll just give them a second to get themselves sorted out there. They're just getting the stands up. Another great performance by the Dunn family. They're a great addition to the Classic Superbike field. There's normally 3 of them. I see the third man is here, Noel Jr., but he's not out racing. Good to see you, Noel. Hopefully we'll see him out later in the year. So the lads are on their way up. So we have Liam making his way up in the third place. So we present Liam with his trophy. Well done, Liam. And then we'll wait for Noel to make his way up, and we'll also call Ian Prendergast, please. Ian Prendergast. Ian. Oh, sorry, I'm getting me 2 classes mixed up. It's Michael Prendergast. Ian is the pre-injection winner. So, Michael, up you come, please. We're still waiting on Noel. He's getting himself ready, but he'll join us soon enough. Sorry about that confusion between the Prendergast brothers there. Well done. So, we'll give Mick his trophy before we hand over the second place one. So, we'll have a word with Liam while we're waiting. You sent the dad up to get the stands. That's terrible. The old man had to go and get the stands while you sit there doing nothing.
Sure, look, made a big mistake on it. Turn 1 there, chasing Jake. I left myself about 5 laps there. An awful lot of work to do. It was hard to catch me breath when I came in, but after all the rain yesterday, it's good to have it dry, and it's good to see a crowd around and good racing again, you know.
And to get a proper race distance this time.
Oh yeah, big difference. 7 laps is a bit short. You make a mistake, you've nothing to go off. So overall, weekend is a bit up and down, but we'll come again.
Yeah, you're still on the podium despite it being a bit up and down. No, they're just giving out to Liam. He makes you go up and get the stands while he sits there doing nothing.
Yeah, for sure. He's the young lad. I'm the old lad, ain't I?
So you beat him this week?
Well, sure, I was lucky. Lucky again.
Doesn't matter how they come.
No, sure, that's the way it is. Fergus, lucky again, and that's the size of it.
Okay, well done. Second place trophy this time.
This is the next generation coming here now.
We'll give him a few years. We get him out in the mini bikes that we had here yesterday. And now Michael, hop down here. Sorry about the confusion earlier, getting me two classes mixed up. You Prendergast will have to stop winning things here. Stop confusing me.
We're only having a bit of fun as well. It's grand. It's good crack. Good laugh there today. It was nice to get a dry run after yesterday, you know. Even though yesterday wasn't too bad, I had a bit of trouble with the bike in the second race, but no, it's nice to get a dry run again.
I know you're not in the same class as them, but I'm sure you enjoyed having a battle with the two boys.
Sure, look, you're only racing who's on track with you. Them two boys were only using me as a hare out front, and they both caught me on the last lap. But sure, look, it's good old laugh.
Okay, well done, Michael. That's our top three in the Classic Superbikes. Liam Dunn, Noel Dunn and Michael Prendergast. And we let them get out of the way and we get our trophies up on the podium for our second presentation. Are we back? Right, we're ready to go again, and in third place in pre-injection is Jake Crean. Jake making his way up. Second place is Darryl Sharkey. And our winner, I get it right this time, Ian Prendergast. Well done, Jake. There you go. Well done. Well done, Darryl. Handshakes all around there. All good. Friendly racing here in pre-injection. Well done, Ian. So, Jake, I'm sure you're happy with the podium.
Yeah, look, it's a good way to finish out the weekend. Kind of had a mixed weekend, problems with bikes, and it fell off yesterday in race too, but good to finish it out like this.
And to get a dry one, because unfortunately you guys were out twice yesterday, which was heavily disturbed by some track conditions, so you didn't get your full distance, but I'm sure you were happy to get the long race today.
Oh yeah, well look, to be honest, the wet conditions suited me yesterday. I won the first race and I was in first until the last lap. I just had a fall, so look, maybe I could do with a bit more rain.
Well, we'll hope for that for later in the year. Maybe you can give these boys a bit of a harder run. Darryl, that was a tough one, wasn't it?
That was very hard now. I knew he'd be somewhere coming, but I got off the line good. I was happy with the race, followed me pit board, and look, it was a good, safe race. I was happy.
Okay, well, it sounds like the next one's about to go, so I'm going to go quickly over to Ian. Sorry for cutting you short there. Ian, hop down there. We only have a second because they're just off on their warm-up laps there for the next race, the next Junior Supersport race. You had to come from behind to win that one.
Yeah, I started at the back, but it was good fun coming through. I got up behind Darryl and I think Jake, Darryl and Mick, and every lap I was kind of getting on Darryl maybe a tenth, and then he put it back again. And it was just on the last lap then, I came up behind a few back markers, so it kind of worked in my favour.
So did you not go out yesterday because of the conditions?
It was a combination because of the conditions, and I had an issue with the bike as well. But I didn't fancy going out anyway.
So that was one race this weekend, one win?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay, well,
at least it was dry anyway.
Yeah, well done to our top three. Well done, Jake, Darryl and to Ian, and we'll hand back over to Andy for our second junior DM Groundworks Junior Supersport and Moto 1 race of the week of the day. They have unusually they have three today because they'd nothing on yesterday due to the presence of the Mini GP Championship. So this is the second running for them today, and we'll have them back on the podium here in a few minutes, but in the meantime it's over to Andy.
Thanks very much, Fergus. Double podiums are tricky to do, but good to have the celebrations from two classes, of course. And now we turn our attention to the Declan Groundworks Junior Supersport on Moto 1, second race of the afternoon. Of course, a bit of drama within the two starts of the first outing, so hopefully we can have a more settled outing from these guys. It shows that they're trying, and we will have our grids, of course, ready for you shortly once we have confirmation that our riders are out on the circuit completing their sighting laps. This will be an 8-lap race for these combined groups of Moto 1 and Junior Supersport, and we will run you through the riders as they come up to take their positions on the dummy grid. Thanks again to the diligent staff from Mondello Phil in control of our grid staff. Much appreciated, guys. And here comes Rhys Gates, last of the riders coming around Southside Motor Factors. Of course, these riders, the lap times will change significantly from yesterday when they had to qualify in the difficult conditions that we had to endure. But their grid positions for this race are, of course, dependent on their position and lap times from the previous race. So you'll see a completely flipped different grid than what we had this morning. And we had a couple of riders who had issues getting off the line as well, but it's great to see that they're back. So Buster Sherman Boyd was pulled from the grid, but thankfully he is in great shape at the moment, as did Aoife Griffin. Well, Aoife is back, so great to see again a full grid. And we have 6 rows of machinery at the minute as they prepare to undertake their first of 2 sighting laps, warm-up laps. And once they get underway, we'll pull up the grid and we'll bring you through their start positions. Yeah, no hassle like that. So out to turn 2. Again, the riders, they've been blessed with good conditions, but they will maybe have made significant changes to the bikes from yesterday, which probably would have had full wet tires and harder suspension set up for this morning, that you don't want the bike to move as much in the corners as it would in the softer conditions that you would expect in the damp and wet conditions. So we will have a combined class here of Moto 1 and Junior Supersport. The Moto 1 class, of course, a more dedicated GP orientated machine, such as the Tianda 300s that are being ridden by Max Weirty. The Honda NF 250R of Finn and Weirty, that of course is a GP spec bike used in the British Superbikes series, in which we've had the likes of Scott Swan competing in, and another Tianda 300 is Fionn Stevens, the Wicklow rider number 17, who had those. Seemed to be a gearbox issue selecting first gear, getting off the grid in race 1, so hopefully we've had some work done to that. Buster Sherman Boyd number 957 is also on a Tianda 300, and the rest of the field then are production based bikes. So it is Rhys Gates that still leads on lap 2 of 8. Finn and Weirty is in second. Ruben Sherman Boyd is in third position. Fourth, Joey Milliken, number 931. Fionn Stevens has fifth position. Alana Marr, sixth. And will we see a change in classification? We do. Ruben Sherman Boyd jumps to the front ahead of Rhys Gates. We get some great footage of turn 1, and he exits into turn 2 in a field of 17 bikes. Mark Carey, number 27, on the R3 Yamaha. And who've got Ruben Sherman Boyd, and that should be Rhys Gates on similar spec machines, so you wouldn't expect Ruben Sherman Boyd to have this all his own way as he's been used to so far in this series, taking every win and a comfortable lead. We see some slight drops of rain on our window here, but definitely nowhere enough to cause any problems at the moment. Track is completely dry. Great footage here of Ruben Sherman after Boy reskates. Finn and Whirty, number 11, is in third on that 250 Honda. Joey Milliken having a great ride in fourth position, and so is Alana Maher, number 115. Alana aboard that 400cc Ninja Kawasaki, and if she could stay with the pack here, she's going to learn loads. We see another maneuver here on the entry to turn 3. Reese Gates made a pass and has got past Ruben Sherman Boyd, so we're in for 4 more laps of mayhem as we watch these Junior Supersport Moto 1 riders bail into turn 4. Corner speed on these machines is fantastic. As we see some footage of the battle for third, fourth and fifth as they approach Southside Motor Factors. Hard on the brakes, up the hill and around. We see a drag race then towards the start finish. Number 11, that's Finn and Whirty on the 250 Honda, with the production bikes just behind him. Finn and Whirty goes into the lead from Joey Milliken and Alana Maher. Ruben Sherman Boyd and Fionn O'Connell are fourth and fifth. Reese Gates back to sixth, so we missed something there. You can see that Honda, that 250 Honda, the NSF of Finn and Whirty, is absolutely singing at the moment, enjoying these dry conditions out of turn 3. They will come back up over the brows of the hill into the left-hander. That's turn 4. Bunched up, Joey Milliken and Alana Maher. What a cracking little race this has turned out into. And then the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th is Ruben Sherman Boyd, Reese Gates and Fionn O'Connell, as we see riders almost 3 abreast into Southside Motor Factors. 6 of 8 laps completed. Next time round, the last lap flag will be prepared. But for the moment, we're watching Finn and Whirty. Alana Maher having a look up the inside, just couldn't make it stick. But nice to see that attack and move from the Junior Supersport rider, number 115, Alana Maher. Fionn O'Connell has dropped back 1 position into 6th on the road, but leads the Motor 1 category. As we wait for the remainder of the pack, Buster Sherman Boyd, Mantis Sejenis. And we turn our attention back to the leaders. It's still Finn and Whirty on the 250 Honda, being chased down by Joey Milliken. Joey Milliken is on 400cc Ninja. So similar horsepower bikes, but completely different orientation. Let's see what the power advantage maybe of the Kawasaki is on that extra 150cc. The last lap flag does indeed go out. Could be in for an entertaining last lap here. Alana Maher still in 3rd position, with Finn and Whirty still leading. Takes out a turn 2 for the last time. Has extended a slight little gap advantage from Joey Milliken, so won't feel the heat or hear that bike approach. We watched him turn gingerly into turn 3 for the last time. And try to see Joe Crosset about to be passed. Hopefully it doesn't impede the progress of Joey Milliken, which he doesn't. So we've got a girl v girl. Alana Maher passes Joe Crosset into turn 4. Joey Milliken will charge into Southside Motor Factors for the last time as the checker flag is being prepared. We are going to be looking at a win for Finn and Whirty on the NF 250 Honda. We will see riders and it could be a second position for Alana Maher. She gets her head in. It's just pipped for that second position, but a fantastic podium for Alana Maher. 4th position goes to Ruben Sherman Boyd. Reese Gate does take 5th. Rory Creeth 6th, Fionn O'Connell 7th, and Robert O'Neill is 8th, Matthew Long is 9th, Max Querty takes 10th, as we watch the riders come back into Park Fermat. One or two more riders to pick up the checker flag. There goes Buster Sherman Boyd. Aoife Griffin back in as well after her race on the Tianda TDR 300. Oh, sorry, R3 Yamaha. So again, we will have 2 podium celebrations. So Finn Hurty confirmed as the winner in the Moto 3 with the Honda 250. The Junior Sport win goes to Joey Milliken ahead of Alana Mara, Ruben Sherman Boyd. 5th on the road was Rhys Gates. 6th, Rory Creeth. In the Moto 1 race, Fionn O'Connell takes the win, and 7th on the road. Moto 3 again, 2nd place. 8th on the road to Robert O'Neill. Junior Supersport 9th for Matthew Long, and 10th position to Mark Carey. So as we go through to 11, Max Querty, 12th, Donald O'Donovan, and Buster Sherman Boyd was 13th, and number 901, 14th, Mantis Sigintis. See the podium celebrations being prepared. Good to see all the riders enjoying the celebrations that are up and coming. A very happy looking Michelle Sherman Boyd as she goes to congratulate Rubens on another cracking result. See the O'Connell family as well celebrating another good result for Fionn O'Connell, number 3. And with that, we will get the celebrations for the podium underway. Take it over to you, Fergus.
Thanks very much for that, Andy. We'll get straight into our Moto 1 podium, and the top 3 in Moto 1 is Buster Sherman Boyd in 3rd place. Buster, is he here in Park Ferme? He's just outside Park Ferme. He'll be in with us in a second. And our 2nd place is Max Querty, our winner from the last race. And the winner of the Moto 1 class is Fionn O'Connell. So we just wait for those 3 to get up here to us. So we're waiting for Max, still moving his bike around. So hang on there, Fionn, for 1 second until we get Max up ahead of you. Well done, Buster. Doesn't even have the helmet off yet. So we'll go straight to Max then, and we'll give Max his 2nd place award. Well done. Well done, Max. And well done, Fionn. Thank you very much. Now are you ready for us? No, you're not really ready. Look, we'll give you that anyway. We won't make you talk because you're still getting yourself sorted out there. But well done anyway. Give him a big round of applause. Buster Sherman Boyd. I think he's our youngest man on the podium, but if he's not, this man is. So, Max, how do you feel about that? You had a win the last time, and now 2nd place.
Yeah, good. The only thing is I've no clue where I can come since there's so many different classes in the one race.
Oh, when you're out on track, you didn't know where you were?
No clue.
You need to get your team on the pit board a bit better to tell you that.
Yeah, I told him to, but he wasn't there.
Where are they? Where's his team? Shane, you're not giving him a good enough pit board. He doesn't know where he is. Anyway, well done.
Thank you.
Hey, Fionn, a little bit better this time. You didn't have a very good start to the last race, unfortunately, but now here you are on the top step of the podium.
Yeah, it was great to have the bike. Like, thanks to all Colin, my dad, all the Darkcore for getting the bike ready, and yeah, just thanks.
Hey, well, very good. That's our top 3. Then in Moto 1, we let them get off there. Somebody might need to come up and help Buster with all his clothes and his trophy and all the rest that's on the floor there. Well done to Max and well done to Fionn. And we'll move on then. We'll get our trophies ready for our next presentation. Moving on to Junior Supersport, and in third place was our race 1 winner, Reuben Sherman Boyd. Come on up here, Reuben. And then first appearance on the podium the weekend for Alana Marr in second place, and then our winner, Joey Milliken. Well done to Joey. I think that's his first race win. Well done. They've moved them. Somebody swapped them around on me. There you go. Well done. On you go, Joey. Well done, Alana. Well done. And well done, Joey. Well, Reuben, not quite as good as the first result.
No, I won the first race by 6 seconds, but we had a couple of problems off the start, and then in the last couple of laps we just didn't have enough fuel in to get round the longer corners.
So it was cutting out on you, was it?
Coming out of some corners, yeah, cutting out, and then I obviously couldn't get drive down the straight.
Okay, and you haven't had that problem before, have you?
No, we've had it a couple of times where it's just with the longer tracks, with longer, faster corners, it'll happen.
Okay, well look, hopefully you can get that sorted out for the next one.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done, Alana. Everything was a bit rushed yesterday, even getting yourself ready. So you started from the back of qualifying, and now after 2 races you've worked yourself up onto the podium.
Yeah, delighted with that, in fairness. Had a bit of a mishap yesterday with a flat tyre on the way down. But sure, these things happen anyway. But no, delighted to be on the podium, and I want to say thanks to the boys for helping me out, as always.
You got a load of great help yesterday to get yourself ready, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, in fairness. No, I couldn't do it without them, so cheers, lads.
Okay, well done, Alana. And Joey, hop down there. Joey, wearing the novice vest. Very good. I always like to see somebody wearing the novice vest up on the top step of the podium. Well done.
Yeah, and I never thought I'd be on the podium for, well, the podium never mind, on pole for another year at least. Third round here, and it's going pretty well. Far better than I thought it would. I'd like to thank Stevie Bourne and my dad and Marty Burnett for everything they've done to help me get here. Yeah, it was a good race.
Well done. You sound like you're a bit stuck for words. It's not unsurprising after winning your first race. A big round of applause for Joey's first race win, and he's only a novice, hasn't raced before this year, deserves a big round of applause. Well done to our top 3, Reuben, Alana and Joey. And we're going to take a very, very quick break, few seconds while we get the mic across to the main straight so we can do our grid interviews for the first of our Supersport races.
Thanks very much, Fergus. That was a cracking podium celebration there. Well done, all of you. Alana Marr, for a fabulous little performance. Well done. So we turn our attention back to our Principal Insurance Race 2 of Supersport. So guaranteed some more two-wheel action here again. And a revised grid, of course, from yesterday's result, which we'll bring you as we have our riders preparing on their outlaps. Their paddock stands and tyre warmers readied. Not quite sure if we'll have any grid interviews at the moment, but we're going to certainly have some time to look at the bikes sitting up on the grid anyway. Cracking entry for this weekend's rounds 7, 8 and 9 of the Principal Insurance Superbike and Supersport Masters Championship. 170 machines entered on this week's entry. And we will bring you through some of the riders' profiles and exactly how they're set up to take on this 12-lap race. But we're going to have some grid interviews at the moment, and straight away we will hand you over to the experienced James Halligan.
And welcome to the first Supersport race of the Principal Insurance Dunlop Masters. We have Emmett Grady, first man back on the grid. Emmett pulled the old rain tire out of the bag yesterday.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't mind a bit of precipitation, so it's steady way around Mondello. I've been here a good few times to know what it's like and where the grip is. Today now is a different story again. We have a job to do. I suppose the job is to minimise any points damage in the championship, and we have to start thinking that way going forward for the rest of the year. So if there's a win or a second to be there, think smart and bring it home.
Are you enjoying riding the 600 again?
Yeah, I love it. It's a great bike, especially around this track. This track is nearly built for a 600, so it's a pleasure every time, especially when you're in a race.
Well, it was great to see you up here, all right. Well done, Emmett. And we'll go back to the second row here. And one of our BSB competitors, Dara Crean. Dara, tough day yesterday in the office.
Yeah, crashed in qualifying high side in turn 2 and put myself back 14th in the grid. And then in the first race, then I was nearly passing for the podium and high sided again. So we got a good time yesterday, which put us in a good position for today. So look, I'm just going to take it steady today, try and get home on one piece, really.
Yeah, you're only home for 2 days and you're gone again.
Yeah, heading for Snetterton this week for the BSB in the Aprila. So yeah, it's a busy summer, but look, I'm learning as much as I can and learning from these guys and every guy. So it's just been a massive learning year, to be quite honest.
What about the Aprilia compared to the 600, which is easier around here?
The 600, to be fair, handles a lot nicer, but obviously I'm most comfortable on the Aprilia. But look, I want to get to grips with this, so that's the plan now today.
Well, we're glad to see you because you took a couple of big hits yesterday, so glad to see you on the grid.
Thank you very much. Fair play.
You're welcome. And we'll move over to the outside of the row 3. And this is true privateer style here. Des Mackesy doing his own tyre warmers. He's a Superbike rider Brian McCormick giving him a dig out. Des, having a good weekend?
Yeah, had a good run yesterday in the wet, 16th to 4th, so try and continue it on today.
16th to 4th? did you put the 1,000 in or?
No, 600.
So, and you had a great run the last weekend here as well?
That's all come together, Jim. You know, I think it's experience, is it?
It's all the old boys sticking together here.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's it,
Having fun, aren't you? Well, good. Des, great to see you up here, Ari. Might get a quick word with our pole position man if we can, Oisin Marr, on the AKR Thomas Bourne machine. Oisin sitting on pole.
Yeah, James, happy enough with that. Managed to get a fast lap in before all went wrong yesterday, but yeah, just a few niggling issues yesterday, but it's all straightened out now. Obviously a mistake for myself. I didn't feel it's kind of, usually when I rode the wet I had nothing to lose before, and now it's a different mindset. It's not always good to be careful either, it can catch you, so yeah, but I'll give it a good shot here now. I'm 2 fast lads beside me and the rest of the grid obviously as well, so I'll try my best, I always do, and that's all I can do, but thanks to everyone anyway for the help.
Well, we know you give it 100%, so Oisin, best of luck, all right?
Thanks, Jimmy, appreciate that.
And back to Andy up in the tower.
Thanks very much, Jim. Good to see smiling face of Oisin Maher, and smiling as he should be with his results so far this weekend, and indeed for rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 so far in Super Twins and Super Sport. But we are going to be looking at a very different affair within this Principal Insurance Superbike race, Super Sport Race 2, because the field is extremely talented, the conditions are perfect for racing, and you've got some cracking machinery and experienced riders on the grid at the moment. So with the riders that we have lined up at the moment, turn 1 is just going to be on fire as we see these riders peel in. So when we get them underway for their sighting laps, we'll run through that grid that we pop up, but really realistically this is going to be a very tight affair with the riders in situ at the moment. So tyre warmers off, paddock stands gone. In any moment now we will have our riders pop around for their 2 warm-up laps, being treated to superb conditions compared to the drama that we had to endure yesterday with the change in the weather, going from poor to worse. But none such today. Thankfully we are looking at blue skies. We can see the Hill of Allen in the background, and perfect for racing. So now the riders are underway. Let's see if we can pull up the qualifying grid and talk you through the grid positions for this 12-lap race. So as you can see, row 1 comprises of Oisin Maher on the AK race and Thomas Bourne race and CBR 600RR. And just over his left shoulder is teammate Emmett O'Grady. And then Kevin Keys completes row 1, so you've got some serious experience riders on row 1, so all eyes will be on the entry to turn 1 once these riders get going. Derek Green is on top of row 2. Alongside him is newcomer number 280, Jason Whelan. Newcomer to row 2, that's a fantastic qualifying position. And again, our good friend Des McKessie, number 54, completes row 2 on his R6 Yamaha. Vinnie Brennan's had a fantastic start to the weekend, and he has jumped on his 675R Daytona Triumph to put that on the top of row 3. Number 321 on the yellow R6 Yamaha is in the middle of row 3, and Alex O'Grady, who had an outstanding wet race yesterday, number 114, completes row 3. Row 4 is Gary Riley, Martin Burnett and Robert O'Connell, number 189. Row 5, somewhat down the field, Brandon Kavanagh, but again, these times come from the tricky conditions from yesterday, so you can expect these to improve. Brandon Kavanagh in top of row 5 alongside Shane Mulligan, Stephen Heelan. Liam Chalk, number 44, heads up row 6 ahead of Cork's James Walsh, also on a 675 Triumph. Keith Richardson completes row 6. Row 7, Stephen Tobin, Jack Mears, Damien Horgan, Keelan Smith, Kevin Baker, Matthew McGowan. Top row 8. And row 9 is Jack Whearty, Andrew Whearty and Michael Sweeney back at the grid again with no qualifying time. But as you can see from his performance in the Twins race, don't expect him to finish at the back of the grid. So we will have our eyes firmly fixed on our row 1 as they peel into turn 1 for this first of 12 laps. But we'll also keep an eye on Michael Sweeney and some other more experienced riders back down in the grid due to their lap times being hindered by the poor weather conditions yesterday. So all riders ready to go. Grid staff have them in the correct positions. We're green. All eyes on the lights. And the lights go out. Good start from Oisin Maher. I think he will get the advantage into turn 1. We're watching Derek Green. He keeps his P4. Drops back a little bit from the chasing pack, which will be the 2AK Thomas Bourne Racing 600 RRs. But is that Kevin Keyes who's made a shot up the inside of turn 3? Indeed it is Kevin Keyes, number 15. Comes out of turn 3 and will hold the lead into turn 4. It looks like Oisin Maher in second, and then that'll be Emmett O'Grady in third, with Derek Green in fourth. So that is this out lap completed. So you'd expect the fastest lap to go to Kevin Keyes, which goes on 1 minute flat, 0.1. Oisin Maher from it, Emmett O'Grady, Derek Green in fourth position, number 40. Dara is on his R6 Yamaha. Gary Riley 5th, Des McKessie 6th, Michael Gillen 7th, Vinnie Brennan 8th, Michael Sweeney already up to 9th. So we'll keep an eye on Michael Sweeney's lap time. We've got a lot of traffic in front of him, but 11 laps to make progress through that pack. Kevin Keyes has a small margin already created for, and he has clean road in front of him as well, so you'd expect this lap to be quite a good lap time as well. And straight away into the 56s, but Emmett O'Grady is the fastest man on circuit at the moment with a 55.6, and he has passed Oisin Maher, his teammate, as we see them travelling into turn 3 once more. Small margin so far in the Super Sport race is what you would expect, but all the advantage is held by Kevin Keyes at the moment on the Dara Core R6 Yamaha. leading the Honda 600 of Emmett O'Grady. This gap is just 0.2 of a second. Long way to go. 10 laps still. As we watch Des McKessie drop the bike into Southside Motor Factors. A lot of smoke in the background, but we have a drift competition going on in the back of the circuit, so nothing for our home viewers to be alarmed about. It's simply the drift creating a lot of tyre smoke. So fastest lap of the race goes to Oisin Maher with a 55.2, and that will put him within checking distance of teammate Emmett O'Grady, but Kevin Keyes still leads. Watch Kevin come out of turn 3 and out of turn 4. Emmett O'Grady not quite close enough to mount a challenge just yet, but maybe he can make some inroads on the brakes into Southside Motor Factors. Let's keep an eye on that as they brake hard. Kevin Keyes, nice, neat and tidy line, and the leading pack have broken away from Dara Crean, and Michael Sweeney is already up into 5th, so he is on the fairing of Dara Crean already, so that's been outstanding progress from Michael Sweeney from the back of the grid, already up to 5th, and still 8 laps to go on this 12-lap Principal Insurance Supersport race. Kevin Keyes has just the smallest margins as he leads on lap 5 from the pairing of AK Racing, Thomas Bourne Racing. Oisin Maher very tight to Emmett O'Grady at the minute. He'll be anxious to get past, but that fastest lap, 3/10 of a second quicker than Emmett O'Grady. Will he be able to make a move in here? Has a look, didn't like it. Emmett O'Grady hit the apex perfectly. That battle for second and third, that's going to play into the hands of Kevin Keyes. And Oisin Maher drops into the 54s. That's the fastest lap of the race so far. Let's see where Michael Sweeney is at the moment. Michael Sweeney up to 4th, so 7 laps to go. Can Michael Sweeney break into this pack? His last lap was 56, but he's capable of low 55s. The fastest lap at the moment still is with Oisin Maher. You would say that teammate Emmett O'Grady is potentially in the way, and Oisin is very much tighter now, but both riders have closed in on Kevin Keyes, so Kevin Keyes' pit board is going to read something different than it has from the last couple of laps to warn of the advance of the two 600 Hondas. Oisin Maher makes the move, stick up into Southside Motor Factors, and next on the list will be Kevin Keyes. So let's see what Oisin progresses in the next couple of sectors and watch them times. He's going to have a look already inside Kevin Keyes. He does, and hits his apex as well. Keeps that bike tight, doesn't drift out too wide to let Kevin Keyes counter attack. So Oisin is going to lead on the exit of turn 2 as we approach half race distance. Oisin Maher retakes P1 on the road after qualifying in pole position. Michael Sweeney with clean track in front of him at the moment. We'll probably see his lap times drop. But we still have 6 laps to go, all to play for. As we see the leading trio into Southside Motor Factors, it's still Oisin Maher who leads Kevin Keyes on the Darracor R6. And Emmett O'Grady has a lunge at Kevin Keyes and he takes 2nd place. So it's an AK Thomas Bourne Racing 1-2 at the moment. See yellow flags being waved into turn 1, so no overtaking allowed there as the leaders head out into turn 3 with 5 laps to go. Oisin Maher with the fastest lap of the race on that last lap with a 54.6. So he's using the clean track in front of him to the best of his ability and has extended his gap to almost a second. That is an entertaining ride from Oisin Maher. And he flicks the Honda out of the S's up into Southside Motor Factors. And that will be 2/3 race distance once he passes the timing tower once more. Looking very settled, Oisin, it has to be said. And does another mid-54 on that last lap. Emmett O'Grady also drops into the 54s with a 54.6. Kevin Keys in 55.3, so maybe tyre wear is an issue for Kevin, but he is losing time on the pairing of Oisin Maher and Emmett O'Grady for the moment. Michael Sweeney still holding on to that 4th position. Derek Green 5th. Des McCassie 6th. In the Cup class, it's Gary Riley from number 321, Michael Gillen. Keith Richardson, 51, is 3rd in the Cup battle. We turn our attention back to Oisin Maher, who leads Emmett O'Grady by 0.6 of a second. But that is surely extended now as we watch our leaders come back in. And down the start finish, Oisin Maher, the gap now back down into 0.2 of a second. So both riders circulating in the 54s. The last lap was a 55 for Oisin Maher, so that gained the advantage back into Emmett O'Grady. There's 3 laps to go. Much Des McCassie pass the tower. Our riders are into turn 3. It's Kevin Keys has dropped back. He is doing mid 55s at the minute, so it looks as though his challenge for the lead or second place is over. Nicely done out of the S's. Turn 4 for Oisin Maher. Watched closely by Emmett O'Grady, who will pounce on any potential errors made by young Oisin, number 5. We'll pass the tower one more time. The next time round will be the last lap flag being shown. Last lap was a 55 for Oisin and practically a 55, but a 54.9 for Emmett O'Grady. So very similar lap times on identical bikes. And 2 very different riders on board. Slight gap, about 4 or 5 bike lengths for Oisin on the entry to turn 3. The penultimate lap of 12. This has been cracking entertainment. Just looking back in the Cup class again at the minute, still Gary Riley from Michael Gillen and Keith Richardson, but in the Pro it's Oisin Maher who will be under the watchful eye of Emmett O'Grady with some back markers coming up into play. Emmett O'Grady does make a look in the inside, suits outside minor factors, and it does make it stick, and you will see a drag race with the last lap flag being shown to Oisin and Emmett. It's advantage Emmett at the moment with back markers in the middle of turn 1. That is going to impede the progress of Oisin Maher and cost him some dear time as we watched it out into turn 3 for the very last time. No need for anything reckless from Emmett at the minute, but Oisin has gone past, so it is Oisin who is retaking the lead as those back markers caused a problem in exit of turn 1 to turn 2. Oisin Maher pounced. That was very mature riding from Oisin, and it doesn't look as though Emmett has time to respond, so it's going to be a 1-2 for Thomas Bourne Racing, but it's going to be the win for Oisin Maher and second place for Emmett O'Grady. Emmett might feel slightly aggrieved maybe with the back markers potentially costing him a win there, but that's racing. And Kevin Keys 5 seconds back, confirmed in 3rd position, and fantastic 4th position for indeed number 65 Skerry's rider Michael Sweeney. Derek Green 5th. Des McCassie will be very happy with his 6th place, number 54 on the R6. Kevin Baker, good to see Kevin back in 7 as well, number 4 on his ZX6R. Then the Cup riders, a win for Michael Gillen, number 321. Gary Riley takes 2nd, number 152, and Jack Weirty completes the Cup podium, number 267. So we expected a tight battle in the Supersport, Principal Insurance Supersport Pro and Cup race, and we certainly weren't disappointed. And the spoils going to Oisin Maher again, who receives a celebratory hugs from his family and supporters, and why not indeed. He looked as though he was going to relinquish that lead to Emmett O'Grady, but managed to fight back and take the win, despite the pressure that Emmett O'Grady was putting on Oisin Maher. So he used his maturity and fought back. Difficult part of the circuit to overtake that between turn 2, the exit of turn 1 and turn 2, but he made it stick. And watch our cup riders in Park Ferma as well. Plenty of good cheer and handshaking going on between P2 and P3. Kevin Keys in 3rd position. So we'll just confirm our results for you there. It is the win for Oisin Maher. 2nd place, Emmett O'Grady. 3rd place to Kevin Keys. And the cup result is Michael Gillen, Gary Riley and Jack Queerty. And our podium celebrations are just ready to get underway. So back to you, Fergus.
Has he handed over? Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a cracker of a super sport race that was. That was fantastic with 3 different leaders during the race. We'll get around to the main race overall, but we had an equally good race in the Super Sport Cup with everything being decided on the final lap. So we're going to call up the 3rd place rider in Super Sport Cup, which was Jack Queerty from the back of the grid. Jack Queerty, well done. Come on up to us there, Jack. Jack's not listening to us. Come on up, Jack. And in 2nd place, Gary Riley. And our winner of the Cup for the 2nd time this weekend. He took his 1st Cup win yesterday, a fantastic 2nd one today. It's Michael Gillen. Yeah, absolutely.
Sound, thanks. Thank you.
Well done, Gary.
Thank you.
Michael, go by me there. Come on. Fair play to Michael.
Yeah, well done.
Fair play.
Cheers.
Well done, Michael. Cheers. Well, that was some race out there. Everything changed on the last lap. Suddenly you popped up on the podium from the back of the grid.
I know, big time, yeah, it was tough going. The lads there's no one slower in that race, so it's hard. They want to make a move safe too, like, you know. So I got by Keith there in the end. I struggled to get by him, he's very fast. So I didn't think I got a podium. Only told when you told me when I came in, so I was happy out.
So you were behind him for a while, were you?
Yeah, 4 or 5 laps, I'd say. Just had to pass, but I got by him in the end, so it wasn't too bad. Happy out. I didn't think I'd be here now. I have to be in the back row, like.
And hopefully a good time to get you further up the grid for the next race later on today.
Yeah, I done an alright lap time. I done a real low 56, so it might sweep me up a bit.
Okay, hopefully it will. Gary, I thought I was going to be giving you the winner's trophy there for a while, but it all changed at the end.
No, just, you know, worked well, got a good start. Just Michael had the better kind of bit of fitness at the end there, but I enjoyed every minute. It was good crack, can't complain, no complaints at all.
So you think that was down to fitness, so you have the speed, you think, to take this cup win?
I think so, just a bit more work in the gym, we might get there.
Well, you better go to the gym now because you have to try it all again later on today. So better luck with that. Michael, hop down there. We didn't get to talk to you yesterday because we don't do podiums on a Saturday, but a 1st cup win yesterday and another one today. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I surprised myself. After the last round, I crashed and broke a bone in my pelvis. So,
and you also gave yourself concussion, didn't you?
I did, yeah. It took a few weeks to recover from that, but I didn't think I'd do this well so soon after crashing, but I got the fastest lap there in that race ever, so I'm really happy with that.
And a lot of people might have looked at yesterday was a different result. It was in the wet and said maybe that was a factor, but you've done it in the dry as well now.
Yeah, that's good, yeah. So I can go as fast in the dry as in the wet too, so happy with that.
Okay, well done. It was a fantastic race by our top 3. Sorry, Michael, you something else to say?
Oh no, I'd just like to thank all my sponsors and all my family and friends for helping me out, and couldn't do it without you all.
Okay, well, big round of applause for our top 3 in the first of this afternoon's Supersport Cup races. Gary Riley in 2nd, Jack Queerty in 3rd, and Michael Gillen a fantastic 2nd win. And we're going to have get our podium ready for our 2nd presentation. Yesterday here we had all the young stars from the Mini GP, and as part of their kind of induction into the paddock and for people to get to know them and get to know everybody else, because they're only starting off in racing, the 10 to 14 year olds, we have one of the future stars here to present the awards to the Supersport overall, and that's Max Werrity, who was out racing earlier on. So Max, if you come up, so all you need to do, Max, is when they come up, hand them up their trophy and shake their hand. So we'll call out the top three then in the overall race, and in third place it's Kevin Keys. And Kevin would know Max well, because Kevin has been a mentor to these young riders in the Mini GP Championship. He's doing some great work with them, and also the team Darracor Racing are mentoring Fiona O'Connell as well. So Max and Kevin will be well known to each other. In second place we have Emmett O'Grady. And what a race these three put on. Fantastic race. One of the best Supersport races we've seen for a long time here. Nobody knew who was going to win that one right till the end. And our winner, Oisin Maher, came from behind not once but twice to win that one. Fantastic performance by young Oisin. Great to see him coming through now and staying upright and winning races, showing that he has the speed. Well done to Max. Thank you very much, Max. We might see you later if nobody else volunteers. Well done, and thank you very much. You see him with the Mini GP on the back there. Kevin, third place. It's not what you've been used to when you were here the last time and raced in Supersport, but how do you feel about it?
Yeah, not too bad. There's not too much more I could do there. I was fortunately struggling with something engine brake wise. The bike's rattling its head off on back changes, but to be honest, Oisin and Emmett are riding superb, and I had no answer for them in that race, so fair play to the boys, and hopefully we can get it sorted and have a three-way fight later on.
Yeah, and the Darracor team are doing a great job. They've a lot of work on running bikes in two championships, Superbike, 2 bikes in Supersport and 1 in Supersport. So fair play to them for getting you out there, especially accident yesterday in Superbike as well. You keep them busy, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the boys are working their socks off in the garage, and yeah, that accident in the Superbike yesterday was just a race incident, a mistake that probably shouldn't have happened, and is what it is. We'll go fighting again later on for that win in Superbike. Okay, well done. Now, Emmett, it was all in the balance right to the last lap. That's probably one of the best races you've been in. Do you prefer the ones where nobody's anywhere near you?
I prefer when it's just me on my own winning, but now what can I say? I suppose there's a bit of a bitter, not a bitter taste. It's more like, come second, you come second. It was a close one. I thought I'd done enough going into the first corner, but I just ran wide and he ran it up the inside of me. What can I say? He's the person that I'm supposed to be beating.
Your teammate.
Yeah, it's the first one you're supposed to beat and be in front of many championship boys. But no, he gained another 5 points after his mistake yesterday. I have said that just to box Martin for the rest of the championship, and I'd like to take that one, but then again, we have another second chance the way we go.
Okay, well, we're all looking forward to it here. Another fantastic race like that one. Oisin Maher, come down here to me. Smiling again. You're just, this season just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's my proudest moment, yeah. That was to work so hard for that. Fair play to the two boys. 3 of us are on some pace there, like, and it's class. If you go around with a smile on your face with all the battling, like, I love it, and I'm sure the two boys love it as well, a bit of hard racing, but yeah, I'm so happy. I just thanks to the whole AKR, Thomas Bourne, my brother, his girlfriend came today, my girlfriend in your house, my dad, of course, everyone. Thanks to yourself and Roddy as well for putting on a great event, and you cleared here today, and yeah, happy out. Hopefully can do it again the next one.
Well, I'm going to say this, I've said it in interviews earlier in the year, but in case there's anybody who hasn't been here before and doesn't know this, a couple of years ago you couldn't even finish a race. You spent all your time throwing it at the grass, and now you have, no, but seriously, he's made such an incredible change in your riding, and now you're winning on everything you get onto. It's fantastic.
And you love reminding me about it as well.
I do, yeah, but I think it's important that the crowd understand the progress that you've made, especially since you went away to the UK and raced there and came back to us.
No, to be fair now, I'm so happy. I don't really know what it was, really. Just a change of mindset, really. I'm kind of a bit more calm in the winter, and I'm not listening to Eminem in my room every night. But
only some nights.
Some nights, but a Thursday night. But no, it's just I can't. No words really. I don't know how to turn around, but I have great machinery under me now, helps, and a great state of mind. Me and my whole family, everyone supports me to the max, and I'm happy for them to do it as well. And the thing was, when I was losing, I kept my head high like I was winning. When you're winning, you keep your head low like you're losing.
Very good advice. Well done. Thanks to our top 3, Kevin Keys, Emmett O'Grady and Oisin Maher. Fair play, Oisin. Well done, Kevin. And we're going to take a little break now. We'll be back with the first of our Superbike races later on today. The Masters Superbike Championship is brought to you by Principal Insurance, part of Howden. For motorbike, car, van and home insurance, Principal Insurance have you covered. Get a quote today. The Masters Superbike Championship is brought to you by Principal Insurance, part of Howden. For motorbike, car, van and home insurance, Principal Insurance have you covered. Get a quote today.